Thank you, Rohan, for that very generous introduction. Respected members of the clergy, Dr. Gamini Goonetilleke and his cherished family members, esteemed professionals, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to you all. Just imagine a scene in a game of rugby. A line out, a scrum, a ruck or a maul, a tussle involving 16 tangled human forms fighting for possession of that oval or ellipsoidal ball. If I may be permitted to use more rugby jargon, the scrum half, a linchpin between the forwards and the backs, orchestrates the attack. He steals the ball from the scrum in a few milliseconds, or virtually in a blink, decides avoiding many human forms from descending on him, and he begins. All this decided upon in a flash. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be wondering what this opening statement has to do with the launch of this book, The Healing Cut. Well, Dr. Gamini Goonetilleke, the author of this one-of-a-kind medical odyssey, The Healing Cut, was such a scrum half. It was at such a game of rugby in 1966, in the Clash of the Saints, the Josephian Peterite encounter, played at Darley Road, where the carpenters from Maradana met the fishermen from Bambalapitiya, Joseph and Peter, that I first saw Gamini conducting this orchestra from the base of the scrum as a scrum half. He was the smallest, almost half a pint, and appropriately so for that difficult position where one had to creep out and creep in. He was certainly small among his big and burly comrades. But of course, a mighty atom at that, who moved like mercury in the rugby field. On that day, sadly for him and happily for me, we the Peterites won that match quite tidily, I think, despite the Goonetilleke magic which was on display for everyone to see. Thank you, Gamini, for inviting me to deliver this keynote speech to an audience filled with professionals from diverse fields, family members beaming with pride, friends sharing in the joy, and members of the clergy lending a sprinkle of divine grace to this gathering. It's like a cosmic blend of wisdom and support. This gathering is a community united by the shared anticipation of delving into the pages of a remarkable book. A book that promises not just a read, but an odyssey, a medical odyssey, to be precise. Gamini, this is your third foray into the world of serious medical writing. And I thank you again for the privilege of inviting me to also write the foreword for this book. I feel deeply honored and humbled by your gesture. The leadership traits, the finely honed cognitive skills, and the dexterity that marked Gamini's sporting days at college, at the university, and at Clifford Cup encounters are palpable in the pages of The Healing Cut, which unfolds, of course, its extraordinary journey through the healing institutions of Polonnaruwa, Jaffna, Gampaha, and finally Kotte. Today, we celebrate the launch of a book that transcends the boundaries of professions. A book that promises not just words on paper, but a tapestry woven with the threads of healing and humanity. The Healing Cut isn't just a book. It's a testament to the resilience of the spirit, the human spirit at that. A chronicle of courage and a symphony composed in the operating theatres of life. In the Healing Cut, Dr. Goonetilleke has bled a lot of ink, documenting experiences in his 2-decade-long odyssey through war-torn areas. Amidst the chaos of pain and suffering, he displays innovative surgical exploits in trauma and military surgery. He worked, as you know, in isolation in some civil and military hospitals without the support of conventional medical teams, where the limits of human spirits were tested to the marrow. Nevertheless, these were once-in-a-lifetime opportunities for a surgeon, and he did seize them. The immeasurable reward of relieving human suffering and saving lives motivated Gamini to take crucial risks and make bold decisions. He always saw the silver thread in the dark cloud and never sutured a dark cloud to a silver thread. Such was his professional demeanor. Throughout this memorable journey, in keeping with the spiritual nurturing Dr. Goonetilleke experienced in his life, a strong Catholic upbringing, he expresses and enriches his narrative with an ever-present faith and his firm reliance in the Lord with admirable humility. Certainly, a rare and endangered trait in the world of medicine and among healers. He shares his encounters of restoring the human form in line with the original Creator's intentions. God's now battered masterpieces, which were created with such love and embodying such artistry. Through the physical imperfections inflicted by man on man, or from an environment where rage ruled, he saw the outline of the original masterpiece, which he relentlessly pursued, risking life and limb. Here was Dr. Goonetilleke, our homegrown artist, who sculpted and restored the masterpieces to the Creator's original design in the most primitive of medical facilities. This instantly rang the bell in me, reminding me that the conditions he worked in were akin to, but a far cry from the favored facilities provided by the Medici family in Florence, Italy, during the Renaissance, to artists in the caliber of Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Botticelli, just to name 3 extraordinary students of human morphology and anatomy. Armed with a rich collection of illustrations and photographs, capturing different stages of visually arresting injuries which you saw, Dr. Goonetilleke documented, for the first time in the history of surgery in Sri Lanka, a spectrum of unusual surgical manifestations. These have all been categorized by their anatomical locations to my utmost delight as a teacher in anatomy and genetics. As we live through the 21st century, as members of the medical profession, we are presently experiencing the erosion of the Hippocratic ideal of healing without harming. In this scenario, the launch today of this book is heralded as timely, a contribution that will incise open our hearts and prompt introspection. Perhaps even provoke questions and provide answers, which hopefully will guide all of us to live richer and more meaningful spiritual lives. Having felt the emotional resonance of the stories he shares in this book. Ladies and gentlemen, as I bring my keynote speech to a close, I extend to Dr. Goonetilleke, the author, my heartfelt congratulations for this great accomplishment, a landmark gift to our country and our profession. The Healing Cut stands as a testament not just to Dr. Goonetilleke's experiences, but also to the collective effort, sacrifice, and patience of an affectionate and devoted family. To Shailendra, his beloved wife, and his loving children, Shevan, Chaminder, and Shimali, I would like to say that your dedication to Gamini's endeavors has been immeasurable. Your love and support have not only shaped the book, but also contributed significantly to the lives touched by Gamini and his surgical expertise and the wisdom shared through his writing. Please remember that your contributions, although not always visible on the pages or in the operating theatres, have certainly left an indelible mark on the lives of many. Gamini, you are a gift from God, and may His blessings continue to be with you and your family. May your words in the Healing Cut be a balm to many souls, a guide to aspiring healers, and a beacon of hope in a world that often yearns for healing. May your book soar to unprecedented heights, and may its pages be turned with respect and reverence, and may it find its way into the hearts and minds of readers far and wide. Thank you, and God bless you all.